It's the middle of the winter, and nurse EMT Matthew McCarsky is responding to an emergency call.
It's really coming down out there.
It was a cold day in January, towards the end of our shift. Got a call for an unresponsive male. That's all we got gotten on the radio.
Oh my God, it's my boyfriend.
Where is he?
I can't wake him up, he's in here.
We look in the room and see a young male, maybe in his 20s, on the bed, unresponsive.
He got a pulse, but very weak, in the 30s.
His chest was cold, his arms were cold, everything was cold. It almost like he had been in a freezer.
Why is the window open?
I don't know. I mean, he sleeps hot, and he threw out his back, and he said that he was gonna take a muscle relaxant and take a nap, and
How long has he been like this?
I've been gone for about 4 hours, and when I came back, he was like this.
I'm gonna call it in.
Hold on, Dr. Westrow?
Okay. Dr. Westrow, go ahead with report.
They told me that he was in his bedroom, but that the window was open. So even though he was inside, the room that he was in was extremely cold.
Is he breathing?
Around 4 breaths a minute. Pulse is 30. BP 70 over 40. Body cold to the touch.
I knew that they didn't carry thermometers on the truck, but I just had to ask them, what did he feel like to you?
How cold? Would you say colder than like 85?
Oh, I think so.
Okay. Well, then be very careful with him.
If a body's less than 86 degrees Fahrenheit, the cells in the heart get very irritable. The slightest bump, jostle, movement of the patient can cause them to go into cardiac arrest.
We get him to the ambulance. The first thing we do is we put him on the heart monitor. He's in a very slow heart rhythm, maybe in the heart rate's in the 30s. He's on oxygen at this point.
Is the heat all the way up?
Any higher and we'd be in flames.
We put an endotracheal tube in his airway to help him breathe.
This road is the worst I've seen all winter.
So we're about 5 minutes from the hospital.
Damn!
We hit a large pothole, and I look back over at the monitor because it's alarming.
He's in VFib. Preparing to shock. Charging. Shocking. Epi's going in.
All these things really didn't have much effect on him.
Shocking.
We gave him the drugs, we shocked him, but his heart was not responding to anything that we did for him.
24-year-old male, hypothermic. Went to VFib 5 minutes ago. Gave him an app of Epi. Shocked twice. No results. Continuing CPR.
You knew that he was in a lot of trouble. Fingers were blue.
All right, Tiffany, can you give me a rectal temp, please?
As soon as they put the thermometer in the patient, it read error, and I knew that was bad because our thermometers only go down to 80 degrees in our emergency department.
And Helen, can you drop an OG tube? We're gonna need warm gastric lavage.
So the nurse at the top of the head, her job was to take warm saline and use a big syringe to put it into the stomach. She'd let it sit there for about a minute and then pull it back out. Any additional heat that you can put into the body, even if it's only temporary, is gonna help to adjust the patient's body temperature.
At that point, I left the room thinking that he probably wouldn't survive this event.
We had one of the nurses place a tube into the patient's bladder, and on that tube there was a temperature probe. And when the reading finally came up, 74 degrees was what the patient was. That's room temperature. That's the temperature of death. In cases like this where somebody's hypothermic and they come in cardiac arrest, you can't really say that they're dead until they're warm and dead. So when the patient first came in, there were no family members with him.
I'm sorry, who are you?
I'm his girlfriend. Is he gonna make it?
He's very sick right now. We're doing everything we can for him. Are you sure you want to stay here, or do you think you want to go wait and wait?
No, I want to be here.
So as we're all working to try and get his heart restarted and warm him up, the brother arrived. And it was obvious that the brother and the girlfriend did not get along.
What did you do to him?
As soon as he reached the room, he was arguing.
You filled him up with your crazy ideas and your crazy pills. And no wonder he's in a hospital.
It was already a very high-stress atmosphere, and now I've got 2 family members here who are arguing with each other. I told them they just gotta leave.
There's enough going on here. Come on, let's go get some coffee. Come on.
Doc, we've got a problem. We're out of warm saline. There's none left.
I asked some of the nurses and the techs, go try the pediatric emergency department, see if they had any.
This is it. This is all the warm fluids pediatrics has left.
That's it?
and they came running back with just arms full of bottles of the sterile saline. We need to get them warm somehow.
Microwave?
It's worth a shot.
He's not 15 anymore, Tony.
All right, guys, keep it up. I'll be back. Out in the hallway, I heard of some commotion, and there's the brother and the girlfriend. They're just going at it.
You hated me from the start.
What I hated was your influence on him. He's not 15 anymore, Tony, and quite frankly, neither are you.
What's the story with those two?
The patient used to be overweight, so hired himself a personal trainer, her. Turns out they fell in love, and now the brother's jealous because he lost his best buddy.
The brother's blaming the girlfriend. The girlfriend's blaming the brother.
Andy is the healthiest he has ever been.
Go look in there and you tell me how healthy
Doctor.
he is. What's going on?
How is he doing?
It's going a lot slower than we'd like. And we can't get his heart restarted until we get the temperature up. We'll be back as soon as we have updates for you.
Please take care of him, please.
Absolutely. So I get back in the room and I look at the monitor. Okay, team, where are we at?
I'm doing CPR for 45 minutes. 78. It's not gonna cut it.
You're right. It's not good enough. It's still nowhere near the 86 to 88 degrees that we need him to be before we can really get his heart restarted. We're gonna have to put in chest tubes. Can you get the tray, please? On 3, we're gonna stop compressions. 1, 2, 3. So on each side of his chest, we're gonna put in 2 tubes. The one has warm fluid going in constantly, and the second one has warm fluid draining from it constantly.
Temps 81 degrees, Doc. We've been working on him for over an hour.
We need to get him up to the OR. There are machines in the operating room that take the blood out of the body, oxygenate it, warm it, and then place it back in the body. Can you page cardiothoracic surgery for me?
It's no answer.
What time do they go home?
15 minutes ago.
Just page him again. If we can't get a hold of him, we need to get the on-call team, and that's gonna take a long time. He doesn't have that. I knew that I might not be able to catch the cardiothoracic surgeon while he was still in the hospital.
Cardio.
Luckily, the thoracic surgeon had just come back because he had forgotten something, and he heard the phone ringing, and that's when we were able to get a hold of him.
Got him.
Oh, great.
Oh, this is Dr. Westrel.
I got a 24-year-old male down here in the emergency department. He's hypothermic. He's been in VFib for over an hour now. Everything we're doing is just not warming up fast enough. I really need to get him up to the OR.
Oh, good timing. I just came in to grab my jacket. Yeah, send him up.
We'll get him ready.
The patient's heart was fine. He didn't need a coronary bypass procedure. He just needed that machine that could take his blood out, warm it at a much faster rate, and put it back in his body. All right, guys, let's get him up to the OR. So I asked one of the nurses, who was actually doing CPR at the time, if she could get on the stretcher and continue doing CPR all the way to the OR. We didn't know what we had just done. We didn't know if we were able to actually save the brain and save the rest of the body, too.
Is he gonna make it?
We got him on a cardiopulmonary bypass machine. Hopefully the heart will get restarted once the temperature's high enough. But his brain's been without oxygen for quite some time now, and we just don't know the effects of that. He does have 2 things going for him, though. He's young and he's fit, so we're hopeful.
Thank you.
We had a sense of accomplishment, but we also had a real sense of fear. We didn't know what we had just done. Maybe he was going to die anyway, and maybe we just prolonged that process. I went upstairs to the ICU to see how he was doing.
I feel like I got a second chance, you know?
Andy?
Oh, hey.
Hello.
Doctor.
This is one of the guys who saved your life, brother.
Thanks, Doc.
Thank you.
I feel so stupid. Alone in the house, muscle relaxants, open window, freezing day. Just one bad thing after another, you know?
Just be thankful you're alive and that your brother and your girlfriend didn't kill each other in the process.
Wow.
I'll tell you about it later.
Glad to see you're doing better. Muscle relaxants make you very drowsy. As a result, his medicine caused him to sleep through the initial warning signs of the hypothermia. Take care, all of you.
Oh, thank you so much.
And stay warm, right?
Okay.
The effects of the hypothermia on his brain made him become even less and less responsive.
I'm keeping him warm, doctor. See?
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, I love you, brother.